Hey guys, we're back with the Great Ace Attorney Resolve. This time we're definitely finishing case 2 today. Definitely, 100%. We cannot not finish. We're printing it all on olive green, which, like, made sense to me. I still don't really get how Naruhodo got there. Like, to him, he's just like, oh yeah, a lady with a poison bottle. Like, I mean, she is... I mean, I guess she's related via Duncan, but... Anyway, we're out in the anti-gym. Joyful, jubilant jumping jacks! Oh, Mr. Natsume, I'm so pleased for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum judicial assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires. Now finally, at long last there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent, and proof that my tea is innocent. That's what really matters. Oh. Ah, good morning, my dear fellows. Ah! Ernex Holmes! May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent. Don't say that in court, dude. Oh, the tea was innocent. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful! Please save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. What time was it? Oh. The backlog actually shows everything. 11:30. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. A lot of visual novels, when you go to the history, like if you load the game, you won't see the text that was, you know, there before you closed out the game. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. Truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. Sleep seduced me last night, I thought. Tomorrow, for once I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. That was me last night. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna go to bed early. By early, I mean like 1 AM. But I just tossed and turned, and I don't think I fell asleep until like 5. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not? Ever since I got sick, like, what, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? My sleeping schedule has just been awful. Oh yes. Then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? The answer came to me at once. So delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. So true. Well, set on the student side into the matter. Oh yes. Fun with which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink all night. And the results? First light, I was exhausted. Began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shocking. And so, but the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. Good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Now, most of us probably knew that already. What other presuppose I prove by experimentation? That, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Ah yes, one more thing. Do you remember this? Oh, the poison bottle. Ah, I forgot Sholmes had it. Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bottle was nearly empty. Such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I should confirm that it contained strychnine. How convenient. So I was right. Perhaps. Though of course such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now. Licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. Bottle of poison. Can we examine it? Can. Oh. Can, okay. But. Your remnants in the bottom of the bottle. Must be tempted to try it! Okay, says Otto, jeez. Can I have a word? Miss Green? Oh, hey Gregson. Gregson, how good of you to come. Forget it. Excuse me. Wait a minute, Inspector! Oh, I had to go get his fries. I, don't wish to make a nuisance of myself. Look on your face. Is it someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself? Yeah, checks out. It's the bailiff. My dear Inspector, please, speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me. You have the results, Inspector? The investigation of Mr. Shamspeare's room? Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. Hear about something else. That dead convict, actually. Oh, you mean ran from the newspaper article? Yeah. Why is he bringing him up? I mean, obviously I know that is Shamspear, but Selden. Went to the archives of the yard and dug out the fellow's file. Something in there that, well, caught my eye. Something caught your eye? What, Inspector, what? Got out the relevant parts for you. You can read it yourselves. Thank you. Capital offender's file has been added, okay? A little looky-loo at the files. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder. At natural causes, his final moments witnessed by his cellmate. Estimated 1,000 pounds worth of loot still remain uncovered. Is that British pounds or like physical pounds? Manchester Strange Race Prisons announced the death of the convicted murderer and burglar. I tried to combine the two. Settled by natural causes in the early hours this morning, but suffering with fever since the end of October. Murdered by the shots of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead, before his capital punishment could be carried out. But I don't really see anything new about that, except like what he did. So the details that were in the newspaper cutting were found in Mr. Shamspear's room. Rearrange everything in the court record. We don't have duplicate information. Oh, did that combine the newspaper? Oh, it did. Okay, okay. Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? Just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful. Indeed, my dear fellows. The inspector here is a shining diamond in its crown. Shining diamond. The rough man. Wow, dude, that's mean. Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all. The rest of Scotland Yard are doing their best. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Yeah. Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. Not nodding off at all. Certainly not. Don't sit behind Van Zieks. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears personally. So the best of luck to you. Welcome, student, Mr. Nariono Esquire. Yes, Mr. Natsume? It's time, isn't it? Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shamspear. It's gonna be the final battle. Until we get to the next case, where Natsume it comes back to Britain and is accused of murder again. I won't really have to save Soseki-san. I'll expose the whole truth of everything that's been going on. It's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Yunosuke. Have to. Okay, let's go. 23rd of February, 12:30. That took an hour? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident. A reckless, rash, prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. That's called irony. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious Eastern shores. Thank you for that backhanded consideration. A rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor. Say, so, Lord Van Zieks, the new witness president ready to take the stand? Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, Lord. Very well. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in. Or was it just witness? I think that was witnesses. Oh yeah, okay, 2 of them. She's painting? Witnesses, state your names and occupations to the court, please. William Shamspear, my liege. For mine occupation, I can say only that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Oh no, unemployed, in other words. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeful failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose. Also currently unemployed, in other words. Okay. What a coterie. Coterie? Mr. Shamspear. My lord, I am thy humble servant. Pray that you're no longer merely the victim in this affair. Possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, and I'm taking the life of your fellow lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I wouldn't for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green, Yes? You are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume? Yes, the officer did explain. What does that sound? Why is that phrase like a Shakespeare quote? He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon. And you accept the charge for screen. I don't know anything about any poisoning. And don't know anything about this man. Come, lady. Die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickly pea-pigmented personage. Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair. So very strange. Very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? Barely ever go to East End anyway. So happens that I passed by the neighborhood 6 days ago. That's all. On the night that the man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life. Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garrideb household. Incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days. I mean, the poison would have stayed on the pipe, right? Like if she put it there, it's not like it'd just go away by itself, you know. Right? I mean, Van Zinks mentioned something about it evaporating, but that's not how it works, right? Struck in the middle of my back by a knife, though not through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion? What other irrelevant things might I be suspected of? Oh, very disturbing. Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green. At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamsfield's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened. Oh no! Incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful accident? Fortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we'll be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shakespeare. Eh? But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. We saw it. I don't know if we saw him that day or the day after. We saw him in that time frame. Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court on the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. Witness testimony. Evening of 17th of February. 6 days ago at about 5 p.m. Walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings. Well, she wouldn't have been stabbed if it wasn't there. What a coincidence. I was at a tavern on the eve which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper. The first time I'd been in the area, a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I submitted straight to the hospital, so I knew nothing about all of this business. Here's the second incident inside a week at what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence. Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspeare. It was the following morning when I did awake that I learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine. Soseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. As suspected, there's nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true, it does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance. I'm not so sure. Something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. This is my one and only chance to expose it. Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses. Yes, my lord. Oh no. Yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm not tired at all. I've beaten the case 2 curse. I'm tired again. It's the gas leak. The gas leak is making me tired. Gotta finish this case. 6 days ago at about 5 p.m. The fourth line felt like a press.
Hold it!
What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate. Nothing really. It's not worth mentioning. You remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital. Okay, I'm glad he's bringing it up. It was related to the card you were holding. We don't have that in evidence, right? You clearly hit something. Yeah. Remember, I believe the card contained a note that read, of information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
What?
Oh? You reacted? Pursue.
Excuse me.
Mr. Shamsphere, do you have anything to share with the court? To be or not to be? That is the question. Ah, pray forgive me. The great bard's word springeth from within me near a thought. Tell me. You possess Shakespeare's spirit, right? Saying Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps? Well, nay, sire. 'Twas nothing at all. Presumably you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. Okay, so I get the relevance of this now, by the way. The loot remains uncovered. It's gotta be in the middle floor in Soseki's room, right? Like under the floorboards or something. And that's why he needs Soseki dead so he can get back there. Although, well, wait. Okay, so there's another theory I had that I can't think of a motive for, right? I mentioned this before, I think, that he could be Duncan Ross somehow. What if, like, Duncan Ross was the cellmate? And so he's trying to get Seldom's, like, he killed Seldom so he can go get the loot or something. I don't know. Because, I mean, the thing that driving that theory is, Duncan Ross looks a lot more like Shamsphere than Shamsphere does like Selden, who, hold on, we could just barely see his photo there. Presumably you know the name though, Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you're both lodgers in the same house. I would always so, but sadly, well, why would he fake his death as Duncan then? Yeah, see, it just doesn't line up. He's got to be Selden. Probably, unless we haven't used this yet. Is there some evidence pointing him to Shamsphere? Lodging be a lonely occupation, sire. My lodging fellows would be rarely known to me. You haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours. Miss Green. Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong? I was like, why would she poison him if he was Duncan? Make a lot more sense if she poisoned him because he killed Duncan. Sure, that was mentioned before, containing the note. You have it upon your person? Envelope. I do, yes. I don't need it anymore. But I should throw it away, really? Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. Sorry, that. Of course, that's what links Mr. Shamsphere and Miss Green. Duncan Ross! Just now realizing that? Envelopes in your open are the key. Yeah, who opens an envelope like that? What is it? Well, yeah, I feel like I've seen this shape somewhere else. Okay, you actually have to do this. You go together perfectly. It clearly belongs to this guy, okay. Oh no, it updated that, okay. I wanted to read the card though, can you not? I guess we can. Okay, so where does this connect? Stab in the back? Stab from the outside of the house or the men. Is it the final line then? I mean, straight to the hospital, so I knew nothing about. I mean, maybe. Let's try it. No, okay. He's like, obviously, this proves that she was in his room. Just. Ah, no! 6 days ago. Probably not that one. It's probably the last line.
Hold it!
You didn't regain consciousness until the day after the trial, did you? In the early hours. It's still weird that a knife to the back caused her to be knocked out for 3 days. Exactly. So how could I have done anything to do with it? And you still haul me in here to court like this? Honestly. The time of the poisoning, the witness was unconscious in her hospital bed. Could there be more airtight alibi, I ask you? Was she just faking the... Like, was she just like, ah, with her eyes closed? Sticking your tongue out? I'm dead. And in spite of that, you claim I was the culprit? Well, certainly haven't produced any evidence to support your... Well, I've got the envelope. There you have it. Good lady has yet to see evidence. My learned Nipponese friend. I'm working on it. Counsel, point out here that the jury's next decision will be final. Against the wall here. Maybe we have to present the envelope? Well, like the card itself. We can't. I wanted to reread this. Can we see the text in there? No, it's blank. Okay, let's try presenting. Nope. Okay, let's go back and press. Alright, hold on. Let me look over the evidence again, make sure I'm not missing anything. Deep caps. Crime scene photo. Victim's medical report. Actually, look over that again. Strike 9. 1:30 a.m. Okay. Well, yeah, let's press him about. Wait, he was at the tavern? Where was Olive Green meeting the guy? Slug and salad. Where did Terry? Tis a jewel in the East End. Little unexpected, I feel. Hmm? What do you mean, Lord Vanzig's? Slug and Salad offers unusually fine dining for the locality of it. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. He got called poor. The menu lists premium crusted bread and glasses of water in different levels of cloudiness. Expecting Grub's Grubber in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your meal. Watery soup and mushy peas. Rather, soupy water and pea-like mush. How does he know this? All equally appetizing. I just wanted to try water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that? How different can water really be? Perhaps there's one more plausible explanation? Specific reason why he had to go to that particular establishment. Agreed. The fact that on that day of all days, he dined at a place he wouldn't normally. It does stand out. Mr. Shrimpspeare's own actions of the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. Wonder if we have some evidence. Yes. The card? But we... Mr. Shrimpspeare? Yes, sire? The day in question, it's not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad, a place you don't normally patronize. For a very particular reason. I think I read that line wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. Pray, if thou hast some purpose, speakest. Very well. Present the court with evidence. Evidence explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad. What? Why can't we read the card? Like, I'm pretty sure it called you to the Slug and Salad, but I'm not for sure. Like, I click on this. Something doesn't quite add up here. No, yes, something doesn't quite add up. We can't read the card. It's blank.
Take that.
No? Oh, okay, yes. The music didn't change, so I got scared. Leave this card reveals the answer. Good lord, Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. It's really weird that you can't reread that in the court record. Like, usually, everything relevant like that is in the court record, right? Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shrimpspeare, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Ah. Personally, I find it hard to believe that's a coincidence. Why would he tell her about it, though? Like, that leans more into the he's Duncan Ross theory, but I don't get that theory at all. Don't you, Mr. Shakespeare? Well... Excuse me. Can I say something? Wait a second. She was gonna drink the bottle of poison. That is literally Romeo and Juliet. Romeo faked his death. Juliet thought he was dead. It's a reversal. Right? The ending of Romeo and Juliet. Juliet fakes her death with the fake poison drug. Romeo sees her, thinks she's dead, so he poisons himself. And then Juliet stabs herself, I believe, because Romeo's dead. That card was delivered to me. Doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it? Well, you think so, yes. Hard to believe it's merely... My lord, may I? And you what, Miss Green? She's oddly composed now compared to when she was at the hospital. I'd like to make something very clear about that card. Very well then, you may amend your testimony. Include details about the peculiar note. It was delivered to me at my address. It has nothing to do with that odd man here. And then... Objection! There we go. The day before the incident, hold on, let me check OBS. We're good. Exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital. Yes, I did. It's terrible, everything that happened to me. Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is. What do you mean? Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope. Oh, is it? And it so happens, fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received. What? Where did you find that? In Mr. Shakespeare's room. Eh? In my room? Mr. Shakespeare, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Well... I'm trying to piece this together. Did he write the note, or did he get the note before Olive Green, tear into it, read it, then like give... I don't know. Your actions that afternoon followed the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5. That's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shakespeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green. What did I do? This torn off end of the envelope proves the note was originally in Mr. Shakespeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession? I don't have the first idea. Just a fledgling artist after all. There's only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shakespeare's room and stole it. Okay. You did what? Sorry, that was what? You broke character. That was what? You broke, I mean, that were in my room? What on earth do you want with me? It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again. Miss Green? Yes? Whilst though you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events, anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind. You know, I love it if at the end of every Ace Attorney case, I was like, oh yeah, you remember that witness that lied a bunch? Oh yeah, they just got like a couple years in jail. Like, show us their punishment. Right? That'd be satisfying. Very well then, witnesses. You'll give formal testimony again now. The subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. Witness testimony. Anomaly of the note. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, and nobody came. Thereafter, in the evening, I shared the company of the Japanese fellow. I did see the note had vanished. Don't know what you mean. Think I stuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? You point out the villain here? As for that torn up piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it. Who opens an envelope like that, though? Now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspeare? Faith, 'tis so, my lord. I would swear to have it set upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. That being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was a lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying. I beg your pardon. Yeah, he could be lying. The fledgling artist, as they said, and fledgling artists don't lie. Is that true? Artists don't lie? Or is it just fledgling ones? That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar around here is. That's true, Miss Green. How do you explain the facts? And wouldn't the envelope have like an address on it? Like, I don't really know how the mail system worked in 1900 in Britain, but this part of the envelope was without question found in... Oh, don't see why I should explain. Sorry. I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is to say what happened. That's all. It's your job to give explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer. Fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Well, counsel, I'm ready, my lord. Very well, then. Defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witness. Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspeare's room. There can be no question of that. That's how she acquired the note. Two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. Not a pretty one. You have an idea what's going on now, Naruhodo? I'm a little lost now. I do remember now, it was a week ago. The note was delivered upon to me. They went there and it tarried a long hour, yet nobody came. Not for sure we're depressed here. So that's like a 6-day period that he didn't notice it was missing. Let's press this one. When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? The shadow thoughts in here occupy my mind. I'm busy with greater ideas. In other words, you didn't notice. Several days passed. Here the note disappeared sometime then. The shadow thoughts in here occupy my mind. Busy with greater ideas. He's running out of quotes. I assume that's a quote. During that time, she was comatose in a hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she getting out of it stealing things from his room. Ah yes, of course, me, comatose, of course, with a knife in the back. So some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir? So far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note. Oh, he's on our side! Let's go! Not here to advocate for your defense, madam. Won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You'll do well to remember that. Oh, dearie me. Lord Van Zieg's getting at. I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck in? Why would I? This note was actually delivered about 1 week ago. Was it? For some reason, it ended up in your possession. Can't think of any way you could have happened except for you breaking into his lodgings. Objection! But for what reason would the witness have done that? Won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, till and unless your involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless. But if she didn't have the note, why would she be on Briar Road to get stabbed, you know, by the flying knife? Miss Green could only have come in to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room. If there's no obvious wait. Remember the Romeo and Juliet thing? What if when the knife like flew out the window, it didn't even stab her and she stabbed herself with it, so she'd be hospitalized, and then this whole I don't know. We gotta keep going. There's some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though. We should pursue the idea. Close now, I can feel it. So close to a breakthrough. So, theoretically, we could present this here, but I don't think that's the right thing. Also, why does Shamsphere have this? That points to him being Duncan Ross theory, but I just don't know. I feel like there's not enough evidence for that. Like, we're lacking a motive. Let's press this a little. You waited an hour, nobody appeared? Yes, sire, 'tis as thou sayest. Really? Pause for a moment before he answered. Yeah, Apollo justice him. Get the bracelet out. In truth, will now ask whether nobody appeared. I did suddenly recall. Want to tell the court that somebody did appear? Not alone that night, my lord. 'Tis returning to me now. Did treat my lips to almost clear water, mine innards to a premium crust of bread. All around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire, flies! Good lord! The name of Beelzebub, what were they? Fairies, perchance, from a midsummer night's dream, come to taunt me? I think they were just flies. Can't help but think that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is that wrong with me? No, it's okay, he's stinky. They fly around him. Press this, I guess. You shut any light? The contents? Nay, sire, 'tis strangers to me as a foreign tongue. Even with the knowledge of literature as great as mine, own verily, 'tis impenetrable. But Mr. Rouse had lodgings in the same household. In fact, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew of him, didn't you? Alack, if the choices be twixt if I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we are some small measure acquainted. By your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Also, like, they were supposedly renting different rooms at the same time. They can't have been like, you know, oh, you just haven't seen me in the same place at the same time, right? He can't be Duncan Ross. Presumably, that's nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Marry, naught will have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. Such is true, compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Curiosity was not satiated. Is it a percent then? I want to save my HP. I don't have enough. Is there like anything else? Anything going on in here? Wait. Nearby street map? Oh, that's probably gonna be relevant. And do you think the books are gonna be brought up at all? Is that like a conclusive piece of evidence? Okay, screw it, let's try it. Yeah, okay. For the shot, let's press the last line. It's the only one we haven't done.
Hold it!
So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it? Fledgling, yeah. Introverted? Fie. I'm an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. Flies do. Oh, pity. Wherefore dost thou accuse me, one so pure of heart, ample woman? Pure of heart? I don't think so. But I can see you're just a failure! Tragedy! Yeah. Oh, the days, oh, the years. There's actually some clever remark. Yeah, do it! The seer tries to shine! Come on, say something funny! No Shakespearean actor, Mr. Zato. As far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument is evidence! Yes! Hear that she did in fact break into his room, isn't it? Where she found this letter. Terrifying! Afraid to say, the outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. 2 weeks ago, the note was delivered on... a week ago, sorry. Well, 'twas looks like 2. On the day you're at there, and I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, but yet nobody came. If the note was delivered to him, Do you think she wrote the note to get him out of his house so she could break in there and poison it? The note vanished. What evidence do we have for this? Is there something in here? Make the murder. Did I say burglar again? My natural cause in the early hours of the morning. A fever, driven by shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff. I don't see how you connected to this, like even with the 1,000 pounds of loot. Or maybe it's just the card because she's trying to retrieve the card.
Objection.
Oh, come on! My train of logic holds. I don't think I've gotten a game over at all. I don't know what happens. Maybe I got one once. I don't remember. I think. Do you get your HP back? I don't know what angle I'm looking at here. Okay, in the interest of time, game FAQs. I still have that open on my phone. I got rid of it, dang it. Game FAQs, great. Oh, it's faster on my computer. Oh, right, I got it on my computer last time, actually, I think. Game FAQs. Yeah. Ah! Oh no, it's saved on here. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's the first thing that shows up. Child. Oh, I don't know where I am. Clouded Kokoro. Memoirs. Trial Part 3. Present bottle of poison on fourth statement of third testimony. The poison bottle? I mean, I get that she was trying to poison him, but...
Objection.
Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. Though the content spilled during the course of the meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set, do not mention Mr. Sholmes to Barry Grandzeeks. Liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine. What? Strychnine? Very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare. Huh? Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room with poison. He's looking. Hey, can this be? You broke into my room? May seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison was you, Olive Green. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie. I am kind of thinking now he might be Sutton's cellmate instead of Sutton himself. It could be like a Edmond Dante scenario. Like he meets someone in prison and he's like, the treasure of the Monte Cristo. And then when he breaks out, he has to go get the treasure. Order, order. Counsel, you're seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of a gas pipe with intent to kill? Yes, my lord. No other way to explain the facts. Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago. The victim was put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected. The attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely. Well, Natsume wasn't there 6 days ago. He was in prison. A very good point. Perhaps not, my lord. Yeah, he's coming out the assist! There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time. Lord Van Ziggs, we're bros! We love each other! And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Mr. Shamspeare's address. More activity? Yes! You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder? That's right. As the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare is meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. He caused the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant. Once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe. The intended victim being in a prison cell. With a need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant. And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. Right! Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out. Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room for some 4 days earlier. Mary! It's blank? I thought she was painting on it. With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter is all part of the plan. What plan? The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock. The recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear. To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. Make sure I wasn't home. He's so lucky he opens envelopes like what? Like a gorilla. Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that you wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter is written by Miss Green, yes. In order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left, taking away all the evidence. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. How did she know he was doing that, though? Order! Order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. Well, that's what's all behind this. You'll share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Duncan Ross. Which person is behind this woman's motive?
Take that!
Duncan Ross. That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings of Mr. Garadeb's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago. The man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings. That does ring a bell. Oh, of course, I remember now. Young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was a murder, plain and simple. He's sweating. Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. It's an interesting story. They want to know. Doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. Once they're bored, 1 month later, as the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You mean you? Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, we are back. You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along, because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Marry? Miss Green, is it not the case? In order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspeare, smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe. This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder? Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend, taking in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. What? Why would Mr. Champspeare have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance. You'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. I don't intend to admit to anything either. Green. Sure, you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm gonna be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Objection!
You broke into the man's room. You didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe. What was your reason? I thought I'd have to have a look around, but that's all. Well, so she at least admitted to it. Sorry. You're right, I suspected him. But I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. Oh vileness, oh villainy, oh tyranny, oh roundity of woman. But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. That's why she has a key. The whole place is falling apart. Locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some terps and a piece of wire. Oh awfulness, oh artfulness, oh tyranny, oh profanity of woman. We'll consider your trespassing on some future occasion. But for now, tell the court what you found. What evidence your search revealed. Well, spotted the note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose. Underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place. Eh? We also discovered that hiding place. Then we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. What was in the box? Yeah, so the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty. What? There was something in it? Yes. The key? This rather nice key. He doesn't recognize it? Ah! That's the key to the money crystal treasure. What are you doing with that? What the? Every ounce of color is drained from his face. Give it here. Give it to me now. It's a mine. I inherited it. Yeah, okay, he's got to be the cellmate. What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? No, what's all this about? You inherited the key? It was obviously important to you, since you got into such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care. Give it back this minute! Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness. Mr. Champspeare tried. One case succeeded. Take the life of 2 lodgers now. His motive for doing so, the key to everything that's happened. Sure that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Champspeare. At first. Considering everything we know now, I think there's actually something that could explain it. What? Oh yeah, slap! Need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. I'm sure that I've just got a glimpse of the link that runs through all these events. The Selden... case counsel, demand you present evidence to the courts to support your claim. What is it they can explain the motivation? Let's just save to be safe. Back.
Take that!
Okay, we're good. That's an official police report, is it not? The Selden file? How did you get a hold of that? Selden! The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room. Well, yes, we know this certainly. Room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Till that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries. Hold on, I want to just Google real quick. Ace Attorney Natsume room. Like, what if it, like, in the background, like, you can see. Here, I'm on the wiki. Oh, it's a very low res. Did like a loose floorboard or like a treasure chest anywhere? I don't see one. What happens to the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. Some 1,000 pounds worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found. Oh yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here. 1,000 pounds lost en route to hell. That's how the paper summed it up. Seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moment. Not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot. Perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in. Ah, you mean this key is... Mr. Shamspeare, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? Oh, what are you talking about? It's a false charge, I tell you. A false charge. Name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. Simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is. Even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodging? Only one explanation for that, I'm thinking Selden's not dead. I think he traded the loot for a Romeo. Well, I mean, sorry, a Juliet. He faked his death, and like Shamspeare faked Selden's death, and so Selden gave him the money. And we're gonna see Selden in another case. So that very room that Selden hid his loot, and that's how this all becomes connected. So it all comes out. Yes, having established that, all of Mr. Shamspeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garrett's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice. His Selden's own room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross. That's why Mr. Shamspeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. When he was successful, presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it. Mr. Soseki Natsu, the defendant of this case no less, decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and, okay, so avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. That's how he screams. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch me neck. Oh, this is Zelda. Listen, I want you to have me loot anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging, and they got me. Here, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead. C-U-N-L. Yes. Shamspeare. Right, is Shamspeare his real name? It's not a fake? Like, I thought that was a fake name he took when he got out of prison. He's actually called Shamspeare. It's mine. What did he just say? It's mine. That loot is mine. He's about to come back with it. Ah, oh, I knew it. Mr. Shamspeare. It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? No, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? Carries against him. I don't admit to it. There's nothing you can do. Can't arrest me. For the time being, anyway. Barely, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? So close. Should need a few more hours. Swear to myself I'd get my hands on it. can almost taste it now. Really think I'd just give up? No question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through. Seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. Pray that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruto. Here is a way. Pardon? One way I can finish him. No! He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first. A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed. Without conclusive evidence, certainly cannot rule. It's actually just underneath the books. If only there's some way you can find the convict's loot quickly. The final piece of this complex puzzle. I think we might have it in our possession already. Rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. Really? My lord! Yes, counsel? Friends would like to make a proposal. How to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we're already in possession of something that can give us a clue as to its whereabouts. Are we gonna use the skin prints? It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, used the same technique once already, definitely paid off then. Very well then, counsel. Let the court hear your idea. Okay, no, not skin prints. Well, unless we're gonna save. We're gonna use Canterbury Yearnings. That will do it. It's a little weird because it's not like this skin prints itself, but okay. If I'm not mistaken, there are Mr. Shamsphere's handprints on the walls of the lodgings. That's right, my lord. Suppose as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene. Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective, Mr. Sholmes. A great detective? That's some kind of joke? Oh no, he's not talking in iambic pentameter anymore. You really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? To think the great Bardby ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamsphere. Oh no, perhaps we should compete for the honor and most ridiculous title? To Sherlock Sholmes himself. What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Mr. Reaper, but too long. I see your complexion has worsened since we last met. Mr. Sholmes, so they've met before. Did they meet in case 4? I don't remember. He does know Lord Ramsay's then. Well enough to say something like that in any case. I wonder if we're gonna get a prequel case. It'd probably be case 4 since case 4 and 5 are linked. Or it could be 3, but I don't know. Mr. Sholmes, though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, it does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit. If I may, my lord, Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us uncover vital clues in this case already. Clues, you say? I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we are able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities. You need only a small amount of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used the teacup you've been holding. Elementary. So did he already go to the room? Because it'd be kind of weird to scan the room now. So now, Mr. Naruto. Yes? What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time? Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes. Convict was arrested. He was living in one of now Saseki's room. The sample to help locate. What form will the sample take? Do we have evidence? Is there anything here? I think we haven't really used this photo at all. But I don't see anything in there. We could present olive green and use the key. But I only have 1 HP. Okay, I'm gonna consult the guide. Hold on. Wait, is that. Wait. Alt tab. Scroll down just a little bit so I don't. Okay, let's present capital offenders file. That's the last thing we did, I think. apparently there's an achievement for presenting the wrong profile there. But yeah, okay, it's presenting olive green. Need something of substance in order. Yeah. Which particular person do you have in mind? Olive green, she has the key. Miss Green! Me? Key around your neck, if you please. Sorry? That key belonged to Selden. There'll be remnants of secretions from the man's skin on its surface that we can use. I mean, wouldn't it be kind of like fuddled up with all the, like... That was from October, it's February now. Shamsby's had his grubby little hands on it, and Olive Green's had her hands on it. Very true. That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required for Mr. Sholmes' skin print seeker. Find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent. Or we could just look at the floorboards. Mr. Shams here is one grade to another, I assure you. The late convict's hall is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings. I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes. So, Mr. Shamspeare, truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you'll never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth. In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have this key. No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it! It's over, Mr. Shamspeare. No. No! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt. Whoa! Breakdown? Oh, shameful spear! Despair. Be thy name! Is it the treasure then that links it to the rest of the stuff? Because remember, this case is linked somehow to the big old conspiracy. I never intended to kill the man, I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all. So let's use this silent killer to get him out. You have time to find the convict's hall of stolen goods. Yet after you killed the young man, you stood him to move into the room. I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused. Why? I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing. Garrett really has a lot to put up with. He had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then, even he couldn't sneak in at some point, this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease. Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing. Then 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, that I finally had my chance, but it wasn't to be. No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day. If I remember rightly, Mr. Sholmes spent the whole day in there reading books. Couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot. Sherlock Sholmes is the villain to everyone. While the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room. Unbeknownst to you, however, that action will lead you into a deadly trap. William Shamspeare? How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question. Oh god, Quimby and Meter Man are like, yeah, we love that line, yeah! Bees! From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1. He knows it's Shakespeare. Well then let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done. Are we gonna... You gonna admit to it, or? First, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. Never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died. Gas supply in my new lodgings are a complete disaster, you know, Olive. The gas supply? Oh, that's her. The stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason. That's no joke. It's the convict's curse. Oh, Duncan, please don't stay there. Don't care how cheap it is. Alright, then if it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place. There's spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight? No, I'd better not. We said we'd wait until we graduated before we told our parents, remember? Because their families hate each other. That's the last night we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen, but insisted he left that horrible room that instant. Instead, all I've been left with is a bitter regret. I stopped going to school. Something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw a stooped Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of their house one day when I was there. Walked up the road to Grub's Grubbery for some food, so I followed him. Sat myself down next to him. Some watery-looking soup, I started to pick a quarrel with the publican. That place is cursed, I tell you! Cursed! The ghost of that convict who used to live there is trying to suffocate me. I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. Pipes have been checked. No problem there. Like I'm the problem. That's what they're thinking. So Mr. Natsume, he set all of this up. How could that be? Duncan was gone and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. Can you hear that? It's like a plane outside or something. Rumor I'd heard about the gas companies going around investigating the gas installation. A rumor? Ah, you mean... Everybody's heard the stories, it seems. How they go around checking the pipes. How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipe. That's when it started. Little flicker of doubt on the back of my mind just wouldn't go away. Is it really an accident though? Once I had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It took me day and night. So I bought this. One of the black markets in the East End. The black market? Oh yeah, they sell deadly poison there. I'd never been. I've heard people talk about them. You really can't buy anything you can think of there. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident, or was it murder? Your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with, and wait. If he was innocent, nothing would come of what you'd done. Until Meter Man got in and died. But if he was guilty, he'd pay for his crimes dearly. I don't know the name of the man I suspected. William Shakespeare. Then I wrote him this little note. Yeah. If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough to... If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. I waited to see if it worked. And of course, Mr. Shakespeare followed the instructions to the letter. Worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. I smeared a good amount of poison I bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done. It was just all some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done, the culprit would get his just desserts. So like she gets sentenced for this. Are they gonna kill her? Like what degree of murder is that? I don't know murder chargings, especially murder chargings in year 1900 Britain. 3 days ago, when you were first showed in this dock before me, the whole affair seemed relatively straightforward. Yes, my lord. Certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes. It's been a long road, my Nepalese friend. Oh, yes. And one I certainly didn't envision walking with you. Nevertheless, together we've reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green? Yes, my lord? You will henceforth be stripped of your freedom, as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shakespeare. Yes, I know. And you, Mr. Shamsphere, you'll be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood. The subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soseki Natsume here present. Mr. Naruhodo? Ah, yes, that's me, yep, what's up? Yesterday at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from ending your life by drinking what was left in the poison bottle. I wasn't myself. Can't even really remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose? That's a question, Quinby. Yeah! We love bees! It's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems. Well, personally, glad of your being here, Mrs. Green. Oh! I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamsphere didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least. I mean, it is just attempted murder. She might get, like, let off, yet, like, I don't know how the justice system. Because of you, I chose life, not death. Now you made the truth come out at last. Really? I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green. Mr. Soseki Natsume? Yes, my lord! Court declares that you're exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, call upon the ladies and the gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty. We're in full agreement, my lord. In that case, hereby declare the defendant not guilty. Woo! Fireworks! Betty! Yay! Okay, so what's the treasure though? Court is adjourned. What's the treasure though? I want to know what the treasure. Oh, that's 3 p.m. That took 3 hours. Oh yes, yes at last. Divine justice duly done. Divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, we'd shave that mustache. No, this has nothing to do with my mustache. Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Sholmes. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Once again, you've saved me from doom. Very happy to have been able to help, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. Second in almost as many days. I was first acquitted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, spread to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. You've had such a difficult time, haven't you? About a week ago now. I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did, you did. I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years to date. For the first time, girls, I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog. My dear fellow, nothing special about the true face of the English, as you put it. We're like almost 90 minutes in. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. Finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. Made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live. Well said. I've come to feel the same way. We have now beaten racism. Great job, Natsume. I've made a decision too. I'm gonna cut short my study tour here and return to Japan. What? Just when we became friends here in England? What a terrible shame. Well, wasn't he supposed to leave soon anyway? Oh, I know. It does tug my heartstrings, it really does. Instead, I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose? Oh my. You're creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful. Oh well, no, I mean, I want to presume to call it literature. Why not? That is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache. Suppose you're right, yes? Will be in a way be literature. As of now, All I know is that I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur. I, for one, would love to read your work. Well, all things considered, maybe for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with a reader. Ah, it's very true. There's no salvation for a person with a reaper's the prosecutor. Desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand. My goodness, yes. Faced such a terrifying prospect? Nobody will consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure. You know, we never used the map or the books, did we? Did we? Maybe early on in the investigation or something. I mean, that was evidence from the fourth case of the first game, so just a carryover. But that's not why I'm leaving. I mean it. Yes, it is. Objection? Who's that? Was that supposed to be his objection? That was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Sasaki-san did indeed return to Japan, submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Mikoto was prompted to visit the scholar. Barely any time later, Suzato was given the news that she must return to Japan as well. It's gotta be about Selden, right? About the treasure? I don't see anything else in there that... The back of a telegram stating falsely that her father was fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day. The day we uncovered the loot, hidden by the now deceased convict in the former lodgings. Does Naruhodo know what it is? Yeah, okay, he's there. 24th of February. The police aren't here? Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Something marvelous of you. Uncovered the secret hiding place in just one day. The books didn't help. Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes? As I believe I told you, my dear fellow, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Greg said. Okay, he's here. Griggsy's been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley. Happily? Perhaps humorlessly might be closer to the truth. So, transpires the man fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. Oh, okay, you got me. What's in it? What exactly is the loot? Let us look then, if you're ready. Examine the late burglar's hall. What the? What is that? Something is related to the Hound of the Baskervilles? Looks some kind of neckband or collar. Collar? It's huge though! Which I need to finish reading. I read a little last night. Like 4 or 5 chapters in. Look at all the gemstones set in it. See why it's come to be worth £1,000? So I could have it as a belt. We notice on the inside there? There are dark stains as we have blood. You don't think it can be blood, do you? No, ketchup. Look at that, perhaps I wouldn't have it as a belt. First, there's this emblem here. Large B and a small crown. Gotta be Baskerville. What does it signify, do you think? Belong to Poppyville, Baskerville. I didn't notice that. Feels though I've seen that emblem somewhere before, you know? Where could it have been? That's enough of that, I think. What? What's the matter, Mr. Sholmes? Oh no, serious, Sholmes, I'm scared. All the colors drained from his face. Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this, aren't you? Be valuable evidence, after all. Must be kept safely under lock and key. Gregson might recognize it? Remember, he was mentioned in the telegram, so he's like important somehow. Yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot. Hand it over. Now. Never seen a collar that large before. All those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. Not what stood out to me the most. At least, not once I noticed it. Dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains? Could they really have been blood? Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? All buttoned up now. Look very pleased, Iris. I am! I'm starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. This case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating. Like about the latest installment of Sherlock Holmes, I presume. Mystery of the Knife in the Mist, the Mustache Man, and the Convict's Curse, perhaps. You're making a two-part story. Oh, I can't wait. But then he's like, no, 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 no. Oh, no word, please, Iris. Yes? What is it, Hurley? Sorry. You can't write about this case. It's out of the question. What? Why not? The great case. I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your two titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear? Yes. Oh man, mean Dad Sholmes not letting his...
So it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
Voice acting, what the heck? You know, you've got to wonder at this point, why isn't the Ace Attorney series voice acted? Like, you know, it makes sense, like the first 4 games, you know, on the DS wouldn't have it. But I mean, by the 5th game, the budget got bigger, you know, we're in 3D now. I don't know, it would have been nice.
Now looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story. It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen. For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again.
See, because like hearing the voice acting now, I'm like, who is this stranger talking to me?
With an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Case? And, okay, ooh. That case took a while, but it was a good case. Not... I'm trying to think of how I'd rank it, like... For making me extremely tired, bottom of the list. like seriously, there were the investigation bits, like probably because like I was lacking sleep and like I was sick, or I was like starting to become sick. Like I was so tired during them, but that's the game's fault, not mine, of course. Return of the Great Departed Soul. No, we're not. It's not him. It's not him. We know. We all know it's not him. What if it's him? It's not him. There is 0 chance. Like, I've come full circle on it. Kazuma's dead. Well, no, he's alive now, but he's gonna be dead the next time we see him. I don't want me to be correct. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time for some more Great Ace Attorney. I will be back with Case 3 pretty soon, but before that, I decided I wanted to take a week to try games out. So every day for a week, I'm going to be trying a different series out, probably starting right after I upload this video. On that list, hold on, let me get it up. I'm not going to say what the games are because that's secret. Where did I put it? There it is. One of them is directly related to Ace Attorney. Well, pretty related to Ace Attorney. I'm not saying they're made by the same person, but I'm not saying they aren't. And then there's 2 in there. Well, one in there that's closest, and one that's a little more distant. And then 4 others that I'd say are fairly unrelated, but games I've been wanting to try out for a while. So like, you know, keep an eye out on that. Like I'm trying to kind of gauge what my audience is into. Because every time I start a series, I kind of have a 50-50 chance of either I have an audience or I don't. But because of how I am, I hate stopping things prematurely. So I'll just continue with it unless like I just really hate it. Like that happens every now and again. But yeah, I have like what do you call that fallacy? Like some kind of, I don't know. Anyways, I'm bad at stopping things, so this is kind of set the mood, see what people are into. So check it out, please. It'd be nice if I got feedback on that. Anyways, I'll see you guys for Case 3 in probably just over a week. See you guys then. Bye.